Right, okay. Thank you ever so much for coming back for another John Legg fragrance review. Now, please, if you can, click the subscribe, which is down there somewhere, and the thing that's got like a little thumbs like that. I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Right. People who know me know that I'm a massive, massive fan of Kate Middleton. Okay, perhaps I need to clarify that. So, when you see Kate Middleton, she always looks amazing, she talks amazing, and she acts amazing. Do you know what? She's the perfect royal. Okay? She's probably the ultimate mother, she's the ultimate dignitary, and she's probably like a supermodel, all rolled into one. Okay, so it doesn't matter with Kate Middleton whether she's opening a new, TK Maxx store, whether she's visiting a shelter for the homeless, whether she's scrubbing around on the floor with the kids, or whether she's stood next to the Queen as the red arrows fly over. It doesn't matter. She always looks, I would say, fabulous. Okay? She is what I class as flawless. She never says the wrong thing, she never does the wrong thing, she never puts a foot out of place. I'm a massive fanboy. And to be fair, Kate, if you're watching this video, please, I would be honoured if you would click the thumbs up. Thank you. Right, now, why was I talking about Kate Middleton? Is this fragrance that we're going to review very feminine? No, it's not. It's a completely masculine fragrance. However, it has the attributes of Kate Middleton. What do I mean by that? Okay, this fragrance is royal. This fragrance is amazing. This fragrance does tick every single box. And this fragrance never puts a foot wrong. This fragrance is flawless. So in the fragrance world, there is a acknowledged king of gentleman's fragrance. It's made by a company called Creed. And anyone watching this is probably goes, you know what, I know of Creed. He's going to talk about AVENTUS. Yes, I'm going to talk about Creed AVENTUS. It is the undisputed king of fragrances, men's fragrance. You know, when it was launched, there was no battles took place in the world of fragrance. It's almost like the king just was launched, he sat on his throne, no one disputed it, and since then he's sat on his throne and nobody has usurped him, nobody's tried to knock him off, nobody's tried to question him. It is an absolutely flawless fragrance. When I say it ticks every box, it's got unbelievable projection, okay? It has a real presence. You walk into a room and people everywhere in that room will smell you, okay? It has an amazing scent. So it's not just the fact that they'll smell you, it's the fact that they are going to be absolutely blown away by your fragrance that's kicking off you. It never, like Kate Middleton, she never has a bad hair day, she never has a wardrobe malfunction, she never storms off in a teenage strop. This fragrance is the same. It never has a bad day. It does the same every time you put it on, it just works perfectly. Okay? Creed AVENTUS. It is the acknowledged king of men's fragrance. Okay. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have never owned a bottle of it. Why? Why has Johnny Legg not had a bottle of Creed if it's the king of men's fragrance? There's one real simple reason. It's the price. The price. Okay, now I've got some fragrances in my collection where as I'm clicking on the Pay Now button, there's a tear in my eye because they're quite expensive. If I was to order a bottle of this, and I will be honest with you, it's around about £300 for about 100 ml. If I was to order one of those, it would not only make me cry, but it would probably make my bank manager cry for weeks. Okay. However, I did go onto eBay and I bought myself a 5ml vial, little sample of this. So in other words, someone out there has got a bottle and they decant a little bit, 5ml, and they'll post it to you. And it costs, no, I don't even want to talk about what that 5ml cost me. But I had to do it, I had to check it out, and this was my first reaction when I sprayed it. So I sprayed it on my wrist, I sprayed it on my neck, right? And I was just completely blown away. And I'm going to say, for the first time ever, for about half an hour, I was dumbstruck. I was just inhaling this scent, and anyone who knows me knows that there's never normally about 20 seconds or so without me coming out with some rubbish normally out my mouth. I just sat there and just took this fragrance in. It's got a vast number of ingredients, and some of them project at different times. Now, quite often you'll buy a fragrance, and from the minute you spray it on to the minute it sort of fades away, it's kind of the same. This, as you're wearing it, changes. It changes with your body heat, and it changes as to how long it's been on you. Okay? The top notes are things like pineapple and a bit of tonka in there. There's a tiny bit of lavender in there, and they absolutely just fire away. The pineapple note is just absolutely amazing, so it keeps it really sweet and interesting. Then at the bottom you've got things like vanilla, you've got things like lavender, you've got a lot of different spices in there, you've got just an amazing amount of ingredients. And every single ingredient is working flat out. Sometimes it's possible with this fragrance to pick out the individual ingredients, and then sometimes they're sort of all rolled into one and you can't, and they just, you know what, this is an absolutely perfect blend. Okay? The price is the thing that you hit a brick wall. Not many people can afford that sort of price for a fragrance. I would actually call it a salesman's fragrance. You know, you walk into a store, you walk into a showroom, and it's the sort of fragrance that would come off the very suave, sophisticated, sort of £500 suit guy who comes up to you and is going to sell you whatever product that you're not entirely sure whether you want, but he's going to sell it to you. His fragrance tells you, I know what I'm doing, I've got that confidence, I've got product knowledge, I know where I'm going, and you're going to buy this product, I'm going to sell it to you. That's the kind of fragrance it is. You can't ignore this fragrance. You know, anyone who says, oh, I'm not into fragrances, even they would have to go, wow, because it is absolutely an amazing scent. Now, having said all that, I say I've never owned a bottle, I've got the vial, I'm not even going to spray it now. I know what it's one of those scents that, trust me, once you smell it, you will never forget that scent. And if you smell it again, you'll automatically go, that's Creed AVENTUS. Okay, so a lot of fragrances, say you go to your boots and you try all the different samples and you get home and you can't quite work out which one on your arm is which, and they sort of all blend into one. This one, if you'd sprayed that on there, this would not only be the dominant one, but you'd actually remember the name of it. It's kind of like that. It's regal, it dominates, it is the fragrance. Okay, undisputed king, amazing. Do you know what, we have an expression. You get what you pay for in this life. And, you know, 99% of the time, I would agree with that entirely. You do get what you pay for. In other words, Creed, they make them in small batches. In other words, your Dior's, your Chanel's, they're made by a team of robots, you know, filling the bottles with particularly accurate amounts of the scent. Creed actually use something called human beings, and they make it in very small batches, and they'll sort of inject the different fragrance oils into this, and it's precision made by human beings, okay, in small batches. So you're paying for the fact that it's like handcrafted. Okay. Having said all that, you get what you pay for in life. I'm going to give you an alternative, because most times in life, there's the ultimate premium thing, which is going to cost an absolute arm and a leg, and then there's something which is pretty much as good as, okay? I'm going to give you a really good tip now. Never buy a fake perfume or aftershave. Never buy a fake. It's a complete waste of time, okay? It may smell similar, but you know what, after 5 minutes, it's gone. It's water, basically, with a hint of that scent, okay? Do not buy fakes, right? But there's something else. There's something called a clone. And these companies are very clever at making clones, okay? There's one company, and it's a Saudi Arabian company. It's called, I'll spell it out, ARMAF, ARMAF, okay? They make a range of clones. Now you'd say, is that legal? You know what? On their website, they actually show this bottle, which I'm going to talk to you about, alongside Creed Aventus, as though, here's your two choices. This one is a fraction of the price, and I'll tell you in a moment exactly how much it is. So these people are very, very clever at it. They clone it. In other words, they use exactly the same ingredients, and on many occasions it's exactly the same strength, the same potency. You're going to get the same performance out of it. Now this one is made by ARMAF, and it's called Club de Nuit Intense Man, and it is an exact clone copy of Creed Aventus. It is 99.9% exactly the same in terms of smell. And you know what? Having tried a spray of my Creed Aventus vial alongside this, one on each wrist, do you know what? They lasted exactly the same. The only thing I would say is this clone is very slightly rougher around the edges. The Creed Aventus, obviously you're paying nearly £300 for that. It should be slightly better blended. This, I tell you what, if you try the two together, you'd tell the difference marginally. You try the two separate, you would never know the difference. And I tell you what, if you wear this Club de Nuit, nobody will know that you're wearing a clone of Creed Aventus. They will automatically assume that guy's wearing Creed Aventus. Oh, so Creed Aventus, about £300 for 100ml. This bad boy is just under £30 on Amazon with the packaging. Unbelievable. I'm going to spray it. Here we go. Okay. Do you know what? That is Creed Aventus with a different name. I guarantee that. And in fact, I did a trial. I took it to work, I sprayed it on my wrist, someone walked past and I said, what am I wearing? And he went, Creed Aventus. He didn't even think about it, he said, that's Creed Aventus. I said, actually, no, it's a copy. He was convinced it was, and he'd owned Creed Aventus in the past. That's how close it is. This will project massively, 99% as much as Creed Aventus, and it will last massively. You'll get all day out of this. It's an all-round fragrance. It's your Kate Middleton fragrance. It's amazing. It never has a bad day. It keeps going and going and going. Right? So, for just under £30, get yourself a bottle of this. You can wear it all year round. Any season, day, night, doesn't matter when you want to wear it. And people will be absolutely convinced that you are wearing Creed Aventus. Only you will know the difference. Trust me, this is the one to buy. Don't buy your Creed Aventus at £300. It's really not worth it. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Just the one fragrance we're looking at tonight. Even then, we've gone on for way too long. So please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe, have a good day, and see you soon.